Smash concept variations. The classic smash concept is an outside hitch route paired with an inside corner route and is a high-low read on the flat defender. Check out part 1 linked in the card above for more detail. In that video, I mentioned that there could be some problems with the classic smash concept, and there were some variations that could help address those problems. This is what we're going to cover here today. Smash is known as a cover 2 beater, but it isn't that simple against good cornerbacks. Yes, the quarterback will read the flat defender and look to throw off his movement. And it can be tough for a safety to shut down a 7 route if they don't have defensive rules in place to do so, based on scheme or scouting. Our primary issue with the classic smash concept is the cornerback playing in between the 2 routes. Cornerbacks are not robots, and they're coached well too. They aren't just going to leave a huge open space by crashing all the way down or turning and sprinting. Think about it. If they have to give up a completion, which one would they rather have? The one for fewer yards, right? Plus, with a hitch route, the receiver's back may be completely turned to a defender, making him a stationary target. The corner might bait the QB into throwing a hitch by playing a little in between, essentially giving the offense a shorter throw in exchange for fewer yards given up, and the added bonus of coming down and cracking this receiver. Or they'll bait the QB into throwing the corner route by coming down on the flat but keeping their hips open.
And he's intercepted!
Ready to sprint upfield once the QB's committed to throwing and take away the 7 route. Let's take a look at a film example. We've got the classic smash concept dialed up to the top of the screen. The defense is showing a single high coverage pre-snap, and this cornerback is playing off as opposed to the pressed corner on the other side, meaning we're likely not looking at straight up cover 2. Middle field closed doesn't mean we can't utilize the smash concept, but it's already showing some potential problems pre-snap. At the snap, Lamar gets his eyes to the cornerback and sees him start gaining depth. But look at the difference between this corner, who's flipped his hips and is running with his receiver, and the corner that we're reading. His hips are pointed away from the sideline, meaning he hasn't really committed to going either way. And this safety is flying over to help cover the deeper routes. Lamar turns down the smash concept and comes off to the wrap in or Salem concept to the other side. He probably doesn't like it since the linebacker is there to take away the shallow route and the safety is over the top to take away the inbreaker. So he just checks it down to pick up a few yards. From the end zone view, we see Lamar quickly check the safeties and get his eyes to the read defender. He comes off, resets his feet, and reads the other side. So how can we adjust? We could vary the hitch route a bit and have a burst release and try to pull him over and back down. Or we can use the smash flat variation. This will pull him down and away. Both options attempt to do the same thing, keep the flat defender honest and force him to make a decision. This also puts more pressure on the linebacker to buzz out to the flat in cover 3 situations. It'll take him longer to get into position to threaten the outbreaking route as opposed to covering a locked hitch that isn't threatening the defense horizontally. Here is our smash flat variation. We're going to get a switch release between the number 1 and number 2 receivers, which is where the receivers cross their patterns and switch position, putting defenders in conflict and forcing them to reveal their coverage and leverage. By the way, when numbering receivers, we start from the outside in. So if we had a receiver out here, he would be the number 1, the middle receiver would be 2, and the last one would be 3. The defense has the safety shaded over to our concept side, creating a possible 3-on-2 with these defenders against our 2 receivers. The slot defender squares up, gets caught up in the switch release, and gets his eyes to the quarterback. They likely have some defensive rules in place regarding the passing off of outbreaking routes because he wouldn't just let him go uncovered, unless that switch release really had him lost in the sauce. Tua sees that these 2 are in position to take away the deeper route. So by the time the underneath defender commits, Tua has already made a throw to the flat. Tua gets his eyes to the safety to check the defensive shell. Then he gets his eyes to the read defender. Look at the distance between the defender and the receiver. If it would have been a locked hitch instead of an outbreaking route, he could have been in bad shape. While not necessarily a deal breaker, the next issue is man coverage. If we catch man coverage, the hitch route is almost always a no. So we hope our receiver will win on the corner route, which isn't great because half of the concept's already been taken away, effectively eliminating the high-low read intent of the concept. And we're not only hoping the receiver wins with outside leverage and gets separation at the top of the stem, but we're hoping the pass protection holds up long enough to allow the route and throw to develop. So how do we adjust? Against man coverage, we want routes that run away from defenders to give our receivers a chance to create separation. So we can use the smash flat, smash out, or smash whip variations. This is also sometimes called a return route. We can also turn this corner route into something a little tougher to defend, like a poco, cop, pump, or circus route that puts multiple moves on a defender. Here we have the smash whip dialed up. The cornerback bites on the initial break of the whip route and is held there when he has to adjust for the second move. With the safety square and the slot defender chasing, the QB can drop it into a wide open space. Check out this little double move by the tight end on the linebacker. With the cornerback biting on the whip route and the linebacker chasing after the nod, Mahomes can just lob a hand grenade into open space. We're looking at the smash flat here with the outside receiver running a circus route and the running back releasing to the flat. Eagle-eyed viewers may notice this is no ordinary running back. To help clear out some defenders, we have the number 2 receiver running a seam. The defense has 2 deep defenders that have a lot of grass between them. And these defenders are pressed to the line of scrimmage. Additionally, they have outside leverage on the receivers, meaning they likely want to push their assignment inside to their safety help. All of this is to say that it looks like cover 2 man pre-snap. At the snap, we see everyone turn their backs on the QB, confirming man coverage. Keep your eyes on the defender responsible for the circus route. He gets put in a blender, resulting in a big completion. From this angle, we can see the linebackers have their eyes on a receiver before the snap. This could be another man coverage tell. And if we do have a linebacker on a wide receiver in man coverage, that is a matchup we will take any day. Yeah, we don't get the matchup, but the move at the top of the stem takes care of the cornerback. The next issue is facing a nickel defense, which is very likely to be the case given the common formations and personnels in today's game. Like I said before, a linebacker trying to cover a wide receiver is a great matchup for the offense. So defenses will swap out or substitute a linebacker for another defensive back to attempt to match the receiver's speed. This is called sub personnel, more commonly referred to as a nickel defense. All things being equal, against sub personnel, the defense is in great position to cover our smash no matter how we dress it up. With the extra DB in there, the corner can come down on the shallow route and the nickel and safety can essentially double team the corner route. So how can we adjust? To give our smash concept a chance, we can incorporate a switch release between these 2 receivers, like we saw in the Miami clip. Many offensive systems define a switch release as the routes crossing within 5 yards. Maybe something like a quick out and a circus route. If it is man coverage, then we may be able to create some natural interference when the number 1 and number 2 switch. But again, with a nickel defender in there, the defense could have a 3-on-2 advantage. This is where solid play design gets factored in. Tagged to the other side is usually something attacking the middle of the field, like a post, dig, or over route to put the safety in conflict to either draw him away or have another option. If the cornerback comes down and the safety goes to help with the corner route, we could have a route attacking the void. So with the right route or concept called on the backside, we can have answers for the quarterback by putting multiple defenders in conflict. Let's take a through-the-helmet perspective of some of these smash variations. Here we have the smash out with the stock corner route converted to a circus route by the number 1 receiver. The defense looks to be in a pretty standard 34 front, meaning at least one of these 4 linebackers is likely bringing pressure. The will linebacker to the concept side is the one we want to check. He's either going to move to cover a receiver or bring pressure. As always, we check the safeties first to get an idea of the defensive shell. We see that they're getting some width between them. So we're looking at a middle of the field open coverage. As we get our eyes to our read defender, we check the will linebacker and notice that they're switching zone responsibilities. The linebackers buzz to the flat to take away the quick out, whereas the cornerback has moved to the hook curl zone, and the safety is still widening over the top. So we put this ball high and away to move the chains. We're in this pistol, ace, deuce, or solo formation, depending on what system you're in. We have our smash out to the left and a post by the tight end to help put the safety in conflict or provide another option. The safety moves to the middle of the field. Our read defender is dropping back to cover a third of the field with zone eyes. These defenders are squatting and they don't seem to be fooled by our crossing patterns. And we don't have time to wait and see where they go with this D lineman swimming over our center. Luckily, we have our tight end working his way into space on the post. But the Mike linebacker has turned to cover the tight end. But with his back turned and his eyes off of us, he can only cover the width of his shoulders. So we can lead the receiver into space and let him get us to the goal line. Here's the Miami smash flat with the switch release. At the snap, we see the safety close the middle of the field. If this is cover 3, then we can get almost anything we want in the flat because the linebacker or safety responsible for it has more ground to cover to get to his landmark. But the safety is coming down. Mike and Sam are both bringing pressure, meaning we have a 2-on-1 on the cornerback, who's trying to play in between. But he isn't going to just let a receiver run by him when he has absolutely no help. So we can hit our flat route and let him turn upfield. With the Ravens, we have the smash out called with a shallow route coming across to help. They've brought in a slot defender against our double right open formation. And if we check the jersey number,
enhance,
we see that this is probably not a linebacker, meaning they're in sub or nickel personnel. At the snap, we see the middle of the field open, and the cornerback has gone way over to the flat. But the slot defender's continuing to move deeper and inside, like a Tampa 2 variation. The cornerback has the flat locked down, and the safety is over the top, but there's a lot of space between him and our receiver, leaving a ton of green grass for our 7 route since the nickel DB went to the middle of the field. A few plays later, we're inside the 10, and we have our smash out dialed up again. At the snap, the safety closes the middle of the field, and the cornerback drops into a deep third, indicating cover 3. This could take away our corner route, but remember, we can get pretty much anything we want in the flats against cover 3. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got something out of this video. I had some medical issues in my family, which is why this one took so long to get out, so thank you for your patience as well. Okay, grab your helmet, head out onto the field, and go rep 'em.